Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. We are in the city of Canalville, and we are going to be building out a man-made island today. It's actually going to be super exciting. I've been playing around with this for a little bit, and I'm happy to be jumping into this city again. I did make a few changes off camera though. I ended up adding in a couple water treatment facilities over here. We were having some water issues, and so added these into our water plant over here, and then I did play around with traffic a little bit as well. So if we zoom out and then go into our info views and go to traffic, we can kind of see, I mean, there's red. We're at 84, 85. It kind of gets up to 87 every now and then. There are some areas that are more red than others. This was a problem area, so I did end up upgrading some of our roads, the tram roads. I put trams in the middle instead of on the outside because they end up blocking that right lane. And we do have a timed traffic light there, and we have already used node controller to kind of widen this out. And so it actually has helped out quite a bit. Now our only area that kind of backs up is this side, but the light does let everybody through, which is fantastic, even though that person just ran the red light. And then the rest of it, I mean, you know, it's just stuff to be expected. Like we got red around our little interchanges. We got red up here, red over here, which we had fixed in the past. We have that flyover. And then in our new area, we don't really have too much red, which is great. It's looking pretty good. In our industrial area, we have red. Again, this is to be expected. We have two cargo ports over here, and so it just generates a lot of traffic. But overall, I think our city is looking pretty good. I went through healthcare, death care. I went through our fire safety, which we did have a couple little lapses in there, and I think it's just because I had mistakenly uninstalled the European theme, and so we had a couple of the European fire stations in there, and also the medical ones. And so I had to go back through and kind of place them around and stuff. Our fire hazard is still pretty high, but this does count the entire map because we have everything unlocked. And so if it weren't like that, then it definitely would be a little bit lower. And so our crime as well. Crime's pretty good, so crime rate 6%. Everything looks pretty blue. We do have a couple little spots that are a little bit darker, but nothing too crazy. And then our transportation's pretty good in the city. We have a massive ferry network. We have trams over here, which I did need to dial in a little bit. We've dialed them in a few times over here. But then we have a bus network going in I think pretty much not everywhere, but we do have a bus network on this side. And then we have our cable cars, which are running flanked on either side. They both come up over here, go all the way down there. And then we have an extensive metro network that runs all the way through. And so everything's looking pretty good. And I think that's really helping us out with our traffic quite a bit. And so now let's go ahead and jump over here and let's start looking at what we're going to be doing. So what I want to do, what really gave me this idea is just this weird kind of shaped downtownish area. I do really like the build, but I think that overall the island just looks incredibly unrealistic, and I don't really like the appeal of it. So what I want to do is go down to the landscaping tab, and we're going to grab that level terrain tool. We're going to increase that brush size a little bit, maybe a little bit more than that. I want to right click on this land because I want it to be the same height as that. And so let's go ahead and pause real quick because I know we're going to get some pretty crazy flooding over here. And what I want to do is go ahead and create something that's going to be fun in here. So I want to create a little offshoot right here, and I want to have a canal that's going to come down, and we'll probably call that done right there. And then let's go ahead and jump into our roads now. And I know it kind of looks, you know, weird right now, but bear with me. I just wanted to get like a rough outline of it before we start drawing out our roads. So let's come in here and grab our dirt road. And so what we want to make sure first is that we are about 10 units away from this. So if we come out like right there, so we know that like right there is about even with that waterway. So we'll do the same thing on this side, go out 10. And then what we want to do is go ahead and grab our freeform tool and curve this around, connect it up right there. And I do want force ground piece on because I don't want it to be a bridge piece. I want it to actually create a little bit of a barrier in there. And so let's go ahead and follow this down now, but I want to make sure that we maintain that 10 units down. You know, that actually looks pretty decent for our waterway. So now what we can do is come in here and delete these, delete this, delete that. And now at least we know that that is the correct distance away. We really want to capture that kind of symmetry with all this. And so now let's come in here. And what I'm thinking is we want this to kind of line up. So we could either do the entryway right here, or we could do the entryway right there. I think putting it down here is going to be a little bit better for us. So I think what we'll do is we are going to do a roundabout in here. So we're going to grab this. We're going to have it go up. We're going to have it go all the way over. And I want it to be like right about there. And so now I'm going to go into here, into the roundabout builder, and I'm going to grab this and I'm going to hit that plus sign. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's going to allow me to capture a nice even curve on this. So now we're going to go like that, and we will upgrade that to dirt roads going all the way around. And then let's go ahead and demolish that now. And we are going to grab this. So if we go like that, how is that going to look? Yeah, you know what? That actually doesn't look bad. So if we go ahead and connect that up right there, and then let's go ahead and copy that on this side. So if we go from like right there and then snap it in, go like this, what we can do now is come in here and delete this whole intersection. And this is going to be where water is allowed. So we're going to go ahead and go like that. Nice. This actually looks pretty good. And so we still do need to do our canal on this side. Nice. And you know what? I think that this is actually going to be a pretty fun shape. So this is something that I actually really do enjoy, is drawing these kind of things out. But now what we need to do is come in here and take all these out, go all the way through, take all that out, go ahead and flatten this out again up top, flatten that out, and then let's back out and see what this looks like, because we can always play around with it again if it's a little off. Yeah, you know what? I think it actually looks good, and I like that this open middle space. I think that looks great, and we're really not getting too far out into this, which was really my goal. We only got a little bit of a curve here, which I kind of wish was a little more pronounced, but I think this is going to be fun. It's going to allow us to do a ferry stop and then actually have some ferry lanes in here so we can get a little bit of traffic going. And so now let's go ahead and do our key walls now. So let's go into landscaping tab, go into water structures, and go all the way to the key wall that we had used before. So it was this one, stone wall key tiled. And so now I'm going to go into the network multi-tool and go into parallel mode. And I really want to make sure that we are on a flat surface for this, because a lot of times it gives you a hard time if you're not on that flat surface. So then now we want to make sure that we end on that. And then let's go ahead and hit that minus sign all the way down to 10 meters now. Go ahead and hit enter. And then what we can do is draw in that last little bit now, since we did it on a flat section. Go ahead and connect this up. Perfect. And so now we have our first island. You can kind of see it's messed up a little bit, but let's go ahead and finish this off real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that parallel tool for the other two islands real fast. All right, so now that we got that, what we need to do is grab that bulldoze tool and just hold it down above the roads. And it's not going to delete your keys, but we really want to make sure we do this first, so that as we go through and kind of clean up the key walls, we're not going to have to kind of mess around with this anymore. As you can kind of see, a lot of those key walls are backwards, and that's why we're getting that weird kind of tearing motion out of the land. All right, and so now what we need to do is go into network multi-tool and go into this invert segment. And all you got to do is click on those segments that are all kind of torn and flipped. And what it's going to do is make sure to put it on the right side. And so we'll go like this, go all the way down. Looks like this one down there. And it automatically fixes a lot of the problems we have with these key walls right away. So if we go like this, go down, we still do have some issues, but nothing that the level terrain tool can't fix. Now we'll come in here. Let's go ahead and drop this down just a smidge. Hold that right mouse button, go ahead and right click, and then hold that left mouse button down and level this all out. And it looks like this is actually looking pretty good. We do have kind of an issue over here. I wonder if this could be fixed. So I know we can go like that, and then let's go ahead and right click into our channel and see if we can get this back without messing that up. And so now what we need to do is go ahead and start doing some of our roads. So let's go ahead and unpause first and let this flood out. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 3 speed and then let it just flood real quick. All right, so the first thing we want to do is go ahead and do our road layout and our metro. So I went ahead and connected up this 3-way point for our metro line. And so what I want to do is have this metro line come down here, and I want to have a station right here, and I want to have a station right here. And so what I'm thinking is we will then do pedestrian paths going all the way around the outside, and I want to do a ferry stop in here, and I think it's going to look really cool. So we're going to go into our transport tab, go to metro, grab our tracks, and we are going to bring this all the way down, and we want this to be on unmodded so that it can be raised up. So then we will go like right here. Let's go ahead and bring this down now. We'll go right here, and then let's go ahead and curve this in. We'll go right there. Perfect. And so let's go ahead and put in our stops now. So we will do a stop right over here. Let's put in a road. So we'll go into roads, go to our small roads, grab our regular just 2-lane. We'll probably end up changing it, but for right now, this is going to work out for what we need it. And so we will go across, and we do want to come back and make sure that this is at an appropriate height. It actually doesn't look bad where it's at, but it does look a little tall. So if we go into our transport tab, and I'm going to use this new station that we had gotten with the plazas and promenades because I really like this station a lot. And so let's go ahead and grab the movement mod. We'll grab this node. Let's go ahead and control H right there so that we can make sure that it's at the right height. And of course, we need to bring this back just a smidge, and then we will actually bring a track off from this side so that we can get a node outside of that station. So we'll go like this. Now we can grab this, Control H right there, and let's go ahead and jump into that network multi-tool, go to slope mode, and we will grab this and go all the way back over here and just go ahead and hit enter because it's going to give us a nice even gradual slope. And then next what we can do is go ahead and connect this up, go like that, perfect. And so I do want another station to be over here, so we're going to go ahead and delete just a couple of these. And let's go ahead and do that same thing. So I'm going to grab that, I'm going to grab this, grab this, grab this, and I'm going to go ahead and copy. And we will place it right here. And it looks like we're going to have to play around with this just a little bit more. So if we go like right there and then go ahead and delete a couple more of those roads, and then let's make sure that that is level. Yeah, it looks level. And so now let's go ahead and grab our metro track again, connect this up, go like this, perfect. And then it does look like we need to kind of play around with this just a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing here, grab that, connect it up. Nice. I really like this. And so I do want this road to continue on over here. And what I'm thinking is we'll go into Move It Mod. Let's go ahead and raise this up. And I think we're going to have to turn it into a bridge piece. Yeah, it looks like it. So we'll use the picker mod, grab that, go ahead and go to upgrade and go to force elevated piece. Yeah, there you go. It kind of cleaned that up a little bit. It does remove access to these roads a little bit, these buildings, but maybe we'll just assume that they can use this as access or something like that. We do need to reconnect up our pedestrian roads as well. And so I do want to use a couple of our newer roads that we just got with the free update. So 4-lane road with decorative grass and bicycle lanes. I really like the bike access, especially I know a lot of console players, you don't have access to any of the Steam assets. And so being able to have these bike roads or tram roads really goes a long ways. And so I'm glad that they added in some more stuff. So now let's go ahead and bring this down. Let's go back to unmodded, and I want to curve this around. So we'll go like this. Let's go ahead and go like right here. And so what I'm thinking for this road, I want to do something similar to what we've done in the past over here where we did the double roads, but I want the inner road to be a pedestrian road. I really feel like it's going to help us capture a really cool look in here. And so let's, we're going to leave that road like that. And we need to do a road going across. So a part of me wanted to do the bigger road and a part of me thinks that a smaller road would be a little bit better. So I think what we're going to do is use another one of the new bike roads. And we are going to first, let's go ahead and put in our ferry stop first so we can kind of see what we're playing around with. So if we go like that, and let's go into roads and let's grab this road now. Maybe we could even bridge it off of that. How is that going to, no, I don't think that that's going to look good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up like this and let's go up 3 to 30. And then we will kind of line it up with that key wall as best we can. And then let's go ahead and curve this around. We'll go like right there. And then let's go ahead and drop this down now. So we'll drop it down, go like this, and we will bring this across now. Let's go ahead and turn it in, have it terminate like right there. Nice. So now we have provided access over here. I don't really know if we're going to be able to get a pedestrian road over there, but maybe that's not the end of the world. Maybe we could even turn that into a pedestrian road, but we'll kind of play around with it as we go on. So I did already expand our district as well. I expanded our pedestrian district to cover this whole area. And then now what I want to do is start playing around with those pedestrian roads. So I think what we're going to do is use the small sandstone pedestrian street with grass because it allows us to kind of play around with trees and stuff, adding in our own landscaping. And I think that that's an important feature. So if we go ahead and bring this all the way down, let's go ahead and bring this up now. And let's go to force ground piece. And we want this to be level. So if we go like that, and then let's go ahead and change directions now. We'll go ahead and turn off snapping just so that we can get that right. Let's go ahead and make that flat again. And then let's go ahead and turn this up. And we want it to be far enough away from that other road for us to do a pathway and really turn it into something special. So if we go like this, and then go ahead and just turn this in now. So if we go like that, let's go ahead and do the same thing on this side. So we're going to bring it out and then let's turn it this way, then bring it up, go like right there. And then let's go ahead and connect this up with that road. Perfect. And then I think we can get this one to go underneath that other one. That was my goal with this. So if we control H right there, bring it down first. Let's see if we can bring this over. So if we bring this, yeah, look at that. Perfect. So then now we should be able to just connect it up. Let's go ahead and check that out. Make sure that we have enough clearance. We do. Nice. So that actually looks pretty good. And so I'm thinking for this road, we could even have it just turn in right there instead of coming in on the other side. Because I think coming in over here maybe isn't necessary. So let's go ahead and grab that road again. And then let's maybe just have it terminate right here. We could go, yeah, you know what? I think that looks a little bit better. I actually like that. So now we can go ahead and grab this and let's connect this up now. So we will probably just go curve this into the main road so that we can provide a little bit of access. And we are turning that into a pedestrian road, so we'll keep that. And let's go ahead and unlock this section now. So I do know that you do have some issues with upgrading to pedestrian roads in some settings. Like I've tried doing it with, did I relock those? Okay, so let's try this again. Okay. I've tried to do it with the ferry stops. It doesn't seem to work very well. I know we did it over here and we seem to have issues. So if we go ahead and turn on this, let's see if we have any notifications over here. No, we actually don't. So maybe it does work. It does look like we are having dead person issues. So we're not having our crematoriums come down here, which they should be able to. Maybe it's just access, because they actually do have access to those pedestrian roads. And so now let's, we could even connect this up, have it continue on, make it look a little bit better, kind of open up this space. Maybe that would look a little bit better. So let's trim this back. And then I think we're just going to turn this into a pedestrian road. We'll turn this into like a little pedestrian mecca over here. So let's kind of change directions with this. We will bring this up, have it go 1, 2, 3. Let's go to unmodded so we can make sure we get that bridge piece. And then let's bring this down now. And then the good thing with pedestrian road too is we can actually bring it down next to our key wall, which is kind of important. So then now let's turn on snapping so that we can get right next to that key wall, which is pretty important. So we'll bring this down, have it follow all the way around, go like this, come out here. And I think we're actually going to cut that short so that we can build a little park area off of this, because that's really what I wanted to do with this. So if we bring this down now, go right there, and then let's go ahead and have this follow down now. It does look like our heights are just all over the place. I'm not really sure why it keeps shifting. Actually, I do know it's because of the water. Whenever you're dealing with these key walls, it just always wants to kind of fix itself. So if we come over here, go ahead and hit enter. It does look like, it's a little bit better. We're still a little raised. It kind of, worries me a little bit. So maybe we'll come in here and let's go ahead and select everything. And we don't really want that bridge. Yeah, we don't have the bridge perfect. So now let's come over here and Control H right there. And so it should be good. We just need to fix our metro line. That should have fixed a lot of this though. So it actually looks good. It looks like just our metro line is the only thing that's kind of all out of whack. So if we grab that and go like this and then hit enter again, nice. And so now we have provided access. We have a pedestrian road that comes over here. This is looking really good. So now let's come over here. Let's go ahead and connect this up. So we will bring this down. Let's go ahead and go like this. And then let's go ahead and bring this down. Go like that. Perfect. And this is looking pretty fun. So I do want to get, we have a couple areas over here where I really want to get some of those big parks in here. And then I want to do like a big shopping center. I got a couple really cool assets off of here. So let's upgrade this road first before we start placing down anything. Let's go ahead and upgrade these, or unlock those, and then come in here and upgrade them. Go like this, perfect. And so now what we can do is let's go ahead and do this side as well, since we are over here. We do want to get another bridge over here. So now we do want to go back into this, go back down to the ground, and then so I think we'll put the aquatic center right on the edge over there. So let's go ahead and bring this down, and then let's connect this up now. So aquatic center right there, and then some hotels, and then some nice walking areas, a park right there. We really got a lot of opportunity here. And so look at this. We have a small pedestrian road with tram tracks too. Man, I haven't even looked at these yet. So look at that. That looks fantastic. I'm so happy that they put that in. That was one of my biggest gripes, was that they didn't have the tram roads with these, because they had the bus roads, but it was like, man, why didn't they do trams? It just didn't really make sense. So that looks amazing. We're definitely going to have to play around with that. I'm tempted to even do trams in here. All right, and so now let's go ahead and start placing down some buildings and decorating this up a little bit. So I do want to come in here. We're going to be opening up a couple tabs. I want to look up mixed use. I had gotten quite a few buildings from Smiley off of the Steam Workshop, and he has some awesome looking assets, especially in terms of these mixed use buildings. So I really want to do like a big mixed use center. Like you can kind of see these are floating. It's because they're intended to be stacked on top of other buildings. So if we come in here, I think there was a corner piece. So if we, this one actually looks really good. So that's good. We will grab this. Let's go ahead and move it over just a smidge. And then there was another piece in here too. So mixed use corner. That one doesn't look bad. It actually does kind of open up to this other one. So maybe we'll keep that there, but maybe we might shift it over just a bit. So if we grab this, ooh, is this one. So this one just looks fantastic as a corner piece. It is a really great looking building. So if we grab this, let's go ahead and put it like right here. And let's actually move this one over here. So let's go, we need to still provide access to those dumpsters in the back. Otherwise these areas would probably have some problems. So let's go ahead and shift this back. And we'll go like right here. And then let's move this now. We'll go right there. And the cool thing with these is these decals actually match up with a lot of other decals. Yeah, so let's we'll get rid of this and let's go ahead and shift this over now. We'll turn it. And so what I want to do is create like a nice little courtyard in here. So it looks like maybe we'll go like right there, and then let's go ahead and shift this over just a smidge. And we'll go like that because we're going to be doing surface painter and some other really fun stuff in here, kind of filling that in. Let's go back to that and see what other kind of buildings we have. So I know we have this entryway kind of garage looking thing, which looks really cool. It actually fit in really well right there. So if we grab that, go ahead and go like that. What we might be able to do is actually just meld these together and make it look okay. We want it to line up with those decals though. And then that way we even got like a little stairs back here. This is looking pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get rid of these ones for right now because I really want to stick with that one kind of style. So then maybe we'll put in another one of these, and then I think we have a couple bigger ones too. We do. So we have this one which doesn't have a bottom. We have that one which is the one we just placed and deleted. We have this one which doesn't have a bottom, and then I believe we have, oh, this one does have a bottom. So this one actually kind of fits in with this building. So it looks like, yeah, if you go like that, fits in perfectly with it, which we don't really need that right now. I think this is the bottom for this one. Yeah, it is. Grab this top building, line it up with that, and then we will grab both of these. And I want this to be kind of lined up with this. What it's going to do is provide a little courtyard in there. Yeah, if we go like that, perfect. I like that. And then that way what it's going to do is just provide that little courtyard. So let's go ahead and try to stack that. Was that the, I think that was the wrong one. So let's get rid of this. So let's go ahead and place that right there. And then let's go ahead and place this one right there. So now we got 3 little condo towers within a pretty small space in here. And so we'll go like this. And it does look like this is just a little raised up in the back. You know, this is already looking pretty good. So we will then come in here, kind of fill this in, and we'll go ahead and go like that. And it's going to provide us a nice little shopping center area. Like, I think this looks really good. I like it, especially once we put in some decals, do some paths in here. So we'll probably grab this and let's do a concrete path around. This really just goes to show how you can meld buildings together, and I know a lot of other creators do it, but it's just really fun kind of playing around with it, you know, seeing what you can build. So we'll go ahead and fix that now. Let's come back here, put this in, go like that. Perfect. Connect that up. Let's go ahead and do one going this way as well, and then let's have one come down here, connect up through there. Nice. So now we have connected all that up, and that already looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and pause since we are starting to run into water issues over here. So I do want to get a small little commercial area in here, but I really want the bulk of this middle section to be like grass and open space. So we're going to be doing like a lot of parks and stuff and really making it look cool. So then I think for this section, we'll end up doing a small little commercial area. So let's go ahead and open up another tab and let's go in here. Let's turn on vanilla. We'll go to growable, and I want to do the wall-to-wall commercial. I really like these buildings. We've used these quite a bit. So we'll go ahead and place all these down. And then what we can do is actually do some off the backside as well. So if we go ahead and grab some, I want to get some that have those nice little walking paths. Like these look pretty cool, but I want the under section areas. Yeah, it was these ones. So if we grab these, let's go ahead and place that there. Let's go ahead and do one right there. Let's 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 see how it looks from the front side. Oh yeah, that looks great. I really like that. And I like that it's got all these walking paths in the middle. So this is like mixed use in here. There's probably like offices or something up top. So if we go like this, let's go ahead and separate these. Let's go ahead and bring this back. We'll go like that. Let's go ahead and go like this. I really like these. I think these are great. And so we'll probably do like a small statue in here. So if we even go in here and let's go to our pedestrian areas, let's go to a pedestrian area plazas. Let's go ahead and do just this small little fountain in here. If we go like this, perfect. Nice. Really kind of ties it all together. I think that looks good. I really like those buildings a lot. Let's make sure that it's not completely blocking in the front. So we don't want to block any of those shops. Oh, that looks good. This looks a little off. So if we go ahead and go like that. Oh yeah, that looks great. I like this. And so now let's go ahead and do some paths in the middle, and then let's create our little park space in here for people to kind of exercise, you know, bring their dogs out. just enjoy. Like this would be somewhere for you to bring your family, and so it would be a really fun destination to kind of go to a little island and stuff. So now let's go ahead and bring this down. Let's wrap this across, go like that. And then let's grab this. Go ahead and have one come up here as well. Let's fix this since it wanted to skew out of the way. We'll grab that. And then we can do another one off of this side. Nothing too crazy, but it looks good. And so now what we will do is go ahead and put in some trees and stuff. So let's jump in here. We're going to go to our favorite little live oak. And I want to just do some clusters of these. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I don't want it to be just like a dense forest. Like this would all be landscape. So I'm going to just plop a couple of these down. And then what we'll do is go ahead and switch trees. So now we'll do that. We'll jump into the chestnut. We'll grab this chestnut. Go ahead and go all the way around. And there we go. It's already looking really good. We can go ahead and remove the sand too. I feel like that would probably be a thing. I don't think that they would have sand up here still. And so now let's go ahead and see about placing in just a couple small buildings in here just to kind of clean it up. So maybe we will do a small little commercial building off of this side. Maybe we'll do a couple. So we'll grab that. And there we go. And so now we can come in here. Just, I didn't mean to place that there. Let's go ahead and delete that and then move this over. And what this is going to do is provide another little opportunity for us to do a small shopping center in here, something that's going to look really good. So we'll go like this, and then let's go ahead and connect this up now. Nice. And so now we have just an awesome little area in here. I like this a lot. And so we will go back into our little tab. Let's do another statue in here. I think this is looking great. So I do want to do a couple gazebos in here too. So we're going to jump into that Parks and Plazas tab. We're going to go over to City Park, and we are going to grab our gazebos. Let's go ahead and just do place inside park area or roadside. So it's not going to allow me to do that because it's a pedestrian area. So we will go ahead and just place them off the road, off the pedestrian road. It's kind of frustrating, but there's really not a whole lot we can do about it. So we'll go ahead and place that like that, place that like that. I could anarchy it off of it, but then people aren't going to really use it, and I would prefer people to actually use them. But I think this looks good. So I think, I don't really want to do too many more trees in there. I think we'll probably just do maybe a couple of this light foliage in there just to give the ground some texture. Go like this, go all the way around. And then I think we'll probably do just a couple little small areas with some fences maybe. So like we could do a small little seating area in here with like maybe a playground. So if we search a playground, get out of growables. I have quite a few playground assets that I haven't really used too much. I don't often think about playgrounds as much as I should. And there we go. So I got a little playground in there, and I got these circles in there as well, which give it like some different heights, and I think it looks good. Definitely makes me wish that these were a little bit more level, but it's just because of the uneven terrain. Like it's kind of tough. But if we grab this now, kind of bring it over here, and then grab our circle and raise this up, it just I think it makes it look better. It does give it little ledges and stuff, but then I put a fence around it and did some trees, just kind of cleaned it up. I think this area is already looking really good. And so now let's go ahead and look at our unique buildings. So I know I want to do the aquarium and the expo center, but let's see if we have any. So there's a Statue of Industry, Plaza of the Dead, Lazarus Plaza. Can poor health be something proud of? Apparently yes. So this is the Lazarus Plaza. It's not really like a very positive plaza, but I think it does look good. So maybe let's go ahead and bring this over, and this would just be like a statue park, and so be kind of nice to have in our city. So we will go ahead and grab a couple of these, bring them around. Let's go ahead and do just a couple more. I don't want to block that view too much. You know what? I think it looks good. It's not overdone, and sometimes that's the best way to go. So we will bring this down now, go all the way around, and voila. You know what? I like it. I think it's a good addition. I do want to get some concrete in on this inside, and I know I tend to put a lot of concrete in, but I do like the appeal of like a large sidewalk, and that's kind of what this is this would just be a really large sidewalk, and it's only going to be in the areas where we have the pedestrian walking path right there on the inside. We're going to do the same thing on this side, probably concrete all the way around. And I know I do this a lot, but it's just because I like the look of it. I really like putting the concrete on the outside. I think it's a really nice look. So I'm going to go ahead and place down some water real quick so we can hit that play button. Okay, water pipe's in. We can now hit that play button. Just let this start running. I do want to get our transport line in as well before we forget. So let's go over to Metro. Let's grab our Metro line tool. And what I think we're going to do is actually do a separate line. So we'll have that go right there. We'll have this continue just because the line that is meeting up with this is already such a big line. I would rather them be forced to kind of transfer in here, and it actually would kind of help out this area a little bit. Are we having issues with our crematoriums? Do we have crematoriums over here? I thought this was something that I checked. Yeah, we literally have a crematorium right there. But for some reason, they're just not able to pick everybody up. So let's go in here. So there's 7 out of 8. There's no traffic right there, so there shouldn't really be any issue. Now we really should start seeing a lot of people coming over here, walking around, really enjoying our park. I do wish we had a couple more assets in here, but I think we're kind of stuck. So, all right, so this is looking pretty cool, though we are starting to get some noise issues from our mixed use area. This is something that can be kind of frustrating with this, and it's probably why we don't have any mixed use within the game. We have that missing middle problem. And it's because the noise pollution is just very unrealistic. I mean, if you had condos like this, you obviously wouldn't have like concerts on this bottom row, which would be what this is kind of symbolizing. Like, this would definitely not be happening with just some shops. Like, people wouldn't be getting sick up here. Like, oh man, I just can't handle the cash registers. I'm going crazy. But instead we're having this issue. And so we may need to address this, especially since we have so many homes. Like, you can kind of see all these ambulances rushing over here. Everybody's getting sick. They're like, I just can't take the shoppers. And so I think what we're going to need to do is go into Rico and actually change these. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to probably switch these out of residential and actually just go to offices. So I'm going to go to office, and then let's go ahead and drop this down. We'll go to 45. And then let's uncheck that since we don't use the realistic population mod. And then let's go to save and apply changes. And so that should really help out a lot. Offices tend to not have the same issues. So these two buildings automatically updated. This one is a different building, so we need to go ahead and do the same thing for this one. So we're going to go in here, go to add local, go over here, go down to office. This one's 111. I'm going to go down to 50 as well. And the reason I'm dropping this down is because we don't have a huge demand for industrial right now, and I really don't want to get crazy with it. And so this should really help out, though. Offices don't tend to get sick like residents. If we let this play out, it really should solve all our problems. And so now I want to come over here and go ahead and put in another park real quick. So I want to grab something that's going to look cool. It's on the smaller side. So what I was thinking is this official park, especially now that we have this office space right here. I think that this would be a really nice fit for this area. And so if we go ahead and place this down, let's just grab and move it. We're going to shift this over just a bit. And I'm really hoping those ambulances stop coming here soon. That's kind of becoming a big problem. I'm sure the news would be, talking about like, oh, huge catastrophe at the new residential buildings. And right in the middle of the catastrophe, they switched to office just without telling anybody. Probably be like a huge cover-up. People would be talking about like, we live there, and the owners would be like, these have been office buildings the whole time, we don't know what you're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I want to try to be symmetrical with this, and I'm actually going to grab force ground piece too. So I want to go like right there, and then of course it still did a bridge piece, so I'm going to go ahead and go like that. And the reason I did that is because I really want it to be kind of symmetrical with that, so that we can do maybe like a nice little garden over here, something fun. And so now let's go ahead and level this out real quick, since we are getting a little bit of bumpiness there that I would prefer not to have. So if we grab that, bring this all the way out. Normally with corners like this, you need to kind of go around the edge like that. And it's just because the way that keys work in this game, like you can shift the ground below keys. And it's one of my biggest gripes with using keys, but so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump into some trees, and I think this definitely looks like a spot for some young linden. So I think what I'll do is probably do some young lindens all the way around this, and then I want to do some benches and stuff, probably some pergolas in those two little open areas, and then some more benches, and just turn it into a nice little area. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done real quick. Okay, so here's our park. I decided to do those pergolas, like I was saying, with some benches, and then a couple of statues that I mirrored. And I think this actually looks really cool. I like this look. I think now the only thing I want to do is maybe add in just a couple little benches. So if we go into parks, and go into, we'll just grab some standard benches, come in here and find our benches real quick. So we'll go, let's grab these ones with the backs, and then let's go ahead and line our little path with them now. And this is just to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing, make it a bench lined path. And it kind of cleans it up a little bit to make sure paths look a little bit better. Now, what you can do is just use a path that has these. I do tend to use these concrete ones, though, is because they work a little bit better in a lot of settings. So I did end up having to change these two dummy buildings, and it's so funny. It looks like we're still having some sort of issues, even though, yeah, so it says citizens are sick, even though there are no citizens there. So I'm not really sure what's happening anymore. They literally aren't any sort of zoning. It's maybe something that we just have to deal with this asset, because it looks like they're still sending over some ambulances, and so we'll just have to wait and see. I really wish that they would fix this problem though, because you're not going to get this type of situation because you have commercial on the bottom. Like we have high density commercial down here, and all these people are getting sick when this is a very natural thing to have. And so I think this whole island looks really good though. I like this look. I want to go ahead and move over here. So I do want to get some standard zoning in over here, but I also want to follow that same kind of pattern where we intermingle some park access and really make this look good. And so let's jump into a small pedestrian road. I really wish I had some 1-unit pedestrian roads, but I don't think I do. I don't. So if we grab this, let's go ahead and connect this up. And I wanted to kind of follow that same symmetry. So if we grab that, you know, that actually looks like it matches right there. So if we grab this and go like that, yeah, you know, that actually looks really cool. So let's go into our districts now. We're going to do some residential, but I want to do some of the wall-to-wall. And I think we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side, where we'll end up putting some of the eco buildings on top. We'll come in here. Let's go ahead and do, I can't really remember if the wall-to-wall are high density or not. I guess we'll kind of see. And so we'll go like that. And then let's go ahead and make it wall-to-wall before we forget. So we'll grab that, make that wall-to-wall. And then let's go ahead and paint in the rest of our district too. So we'll come over here. Let's paint this as its own island. We'll go like this. And then let's go ahead and paint in the rest of this as its own island. And then let's come over here and paint this as its own island. So I know I want to do that aquatic center right there, but I'd really like to get the expo center in too. It looks like this may be too tight of a space, but let's go ahead and check it out. So let's come up over here. I don't remember which tab it was in. All right, so it is in 5. But it looks like we actually already did the expo center. So maybe let's do the science center. This would be like a big museum basically. And I actually really like science centers. Science centers are kind of cool. So we'll go in here. Let's get out of that leisure tab. So I would really like to get it like right there. Let's check this out. So can we fit this? It looks like it's going to be too tight. Could we maybe fit it over here? Let's go ahead and pause the game because we're going to be kind of playing around with some stuff. So if we switch this, put it in over here, is there any way we could fit this? It actually looks like it fits a little bit better over here. So if we move this and then grab that, shift it over because we're kind of encroaching on that sidewalk over there. Let's go like this. You know what? That actually doesn't look bad. We definitely are encroaching on the sidewalk a bit, but I think what we can do is just move the sidewalk just ever so slightly. We do definitely mess up our little bend there. The building fits, which I think is a really cool fit, and it's right across the street from our ferry stop as well. So this would be great access for this area. So now what we can do, let's go ahead. We can't connect this road up directly to that, but I think what we can do is go ahead and grab this. Let's bring this up. So we'll go like right there. And let's go ahead and move this out because we don't really want those trees. So maybe we'll go into Bob. Let's go into the Bob one. We will grab this. Let's go ahead and go over to the trees and let's remove all these because we're going to end up doing our own landscaping anyway. So we're going to drop that probability all the way down. We're going to do the same thing here, drop that probability down. And you know what? That made it look so much better. That is perfect right there. And so now we have access. We have it connected to the front. We can go ahead and grab this. Let's Control H on the pier so we can make that flat. And now we have some pretty good access right here. I am tempted to get rid of those parking spaces, especially since we really don't need it. Let's go ahead and Control H right here and see what it does. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove those parking spaces as well in the Bob mod. So we'll come in here, go to this, and just search up parking spaces. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I like that. And it leaves room for us to be able to put in some of our own planters and stuff, really do our own style. So now let's come back here and let's connect up this little pathway. So we want this to be, if I can click on this button, we'll go like this. Let's go all the way back. Yeah, we want to connect that up. I really like this a lot. I think this is cool. And so we could do another park in here. Let's see about putting in one of our pedestrian parks just to kind of clean this up. I really like the parks a lot. I feel like we definitely haven't used too many of them. So if we come all the way over here, let's see. Oh, you know what? This one's going to fit cool. So I actually like both of these ones, the small fountain plaza and the flower plaza. So let's go ahead and put that right there and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, you know what? That looks awesome. I like that. It definitely lends to us maybe doing another one. So if we grab that, let's go ahead and copy it and put it the other direction. And then let's see what we can do here. So if we grab this, and then let's maybe do enough room in the middle for a path. Yeah, if we go like that, and then let's go ahead and jump into our paths and do a path down the middle. Grab this, go like this. Yeah, I think that looks great. Let's actually upgrade this to maybe the zoo path. I really like the tiling on it. I like this like kind of graininess on there. I think it's an awesome looking path. So we'll come down here and then match these up now, go like this. Perfect. I think this is fantastic. Okay, and so now what I want to do, let's go ahead and just finish off a little bit of this. So I do want to do just a smidge of concrete, and I'm going to use the paintable concrete. And let's go ahead and just go all the way down like this. And then we'll go ahead and match it on this side as well. And then let's go ahead and do, I don't think we need to do it right there, but let's go ahead and do it in the middle here, just to kind of bring those together. We'll go ahead and go like this as well, and we'll go like that as well. Perfect. And so we still leave a little bit of room for us to do some trees. We don't need to do anything crazy here. I do want to kind of follow that same look that we had over there though. So we'll go ahead and place these golden trees down. I actually really like these trees, the liquid ambers. It's kind of funny. I have used these trees for a long time now, and I keep going back to them. They're such great trees, especially this liquid amber orange and this liquid amber red. Just I really like the colors on them, and it's something that's overlooked a lot whenever you're building cities. Let's go ahead and place a couple of these little bushes down. Place this down. Yeah, we'll go like this. Perfect. And then I think I'll probably come back through and do some bushes around the outside just to help accentuate that a little bit. And then, didn't we zone this in? We did. So we got some residential, and we got a pretty high demand for residential as well. I'm surprised that hasn't built out yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do some water pipes for this area real quick. Maybe it's because we haven't done any services over here. That would actually make sense. So let's check out our services. So we actually have bigger services. So we do have good, pretty decent fire coverage. We're definitely a little bit elapsed over there. And we have okay police coverage. Where's our police? Oh, it's way over there. So we have our medical and our police station way over there. So I think what we're gonna need to do is place a couple of these smaller ones. So let's put this one. So police headquarters, that one's a little too big. Let's put this police station right there. And then let's go ahead and do a medical clinic right close by it. I would really like to get it right next to it, but it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to do that. So if we go ahead and place that right there, I think we're going to move that around because I don't really like that look right there. Let's see if we can shift this over. So we'll go like this, and then let's see if we can fit that. Now it's going to be too big. It's going to be way too big. So we'll go ahead and just do this. I mean, it's necessary. You got to have services, and so there's really not a whole lot we can do about that. And these should start growing in here soon, I'm hoping. Again, there's just so much that goes into whether buildings start growing quickly. And so I do want to start working on this area. So we got this going. I want to get another small little commercial area, and I think we're going to zone this one as well. I don't want to, continuously place buildings down. I feel like you miss out a lot of uniqueness without actually zoning it in, even though placing it down, you definitely do control a little bit more of it. So now let's go into districts. Let's go into this and grab our wall to wall. Let's go ahead and unpause it now and let these all come in. All right, so we got some buildings coming in, and I think this is actually going to look good. I want to probably play around with a couple of these just because they're going to be facing the wrong directions, but I think by mixing in the wall to walls, we're actually going to create a cool little look. We got a residential coming in finally. And so now let's go ahead and move on to our last section. I want to get that aquatic center. So I'm thinking we're going to do this like right here, but I want to do a small little road. Maybe we'll do a different colored pedestrian road. I feel like that could be good. So we'll grab this and we will come up, and then we will go across, and then we will go down. And let's go ahead and level all those out now. So I'm going to hold shift, grab all these nodes, go ahead and control H right there. And it doesn't look like it really did anything. I'm just looking at this one over here. It's like down. Maybe both of these are down. So if we grab that, and then control H up here. I mean, it brought it up a little bit. Maybe we're just missing something here. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. And so now we should be able to place our aquatic center down. Let's go ahead and plop that down. Let's check it out, make sure we're not getting any weird tearing action going on. So we are a little bit close to that edge. So if we grab all these nodes now, and we actually don't need these ones, grab this and then shift all this down just a bit because I don't want it to be right on that edge. I want to be able to do something fun in here because I want to be able to, like a lot of times aquatic centers have entire grounds. Aquariums is one of the things that I actually really like to go to. So like anytime I'm in a new city, a lot of times we go to an aquarium. There's just some really fun places to go to though. Every aquarium's kind of different. A lot of them are really small. Like you end up paying, like $60 to go and walk through this thing. That takes like 20 minutes and it's like you're already at the end and you're like, that was it. So that's one of my biggest things is I always look for is like how big of an aquarium it is. And then one of our big things too is sustainability. Like what do they do with the animals? Like do they rehabilitate them? because we're not in the business of trying to fund any of these like fly-by-night ones, you know. So now let's go ahead and jump in here, and I want to do something else. So I think we're going to do these generic pines. We're going to go all the way down. I really like the look of these. I think that they are just fantastic looking trees. So if we go all the way down, you can kind of see that one is, oh, I thought it was a floating tree, but maybe not. So now let's go ahead and grab this. We're going to go all the way down as well. And then I do want to do just some curb work around the outside with some planters. Just kind of clean it up. I feel like it's going to be a really fun thing to have. It doesn't look like we have any doors. It looks like just an escape. So maybe we don't really need anything back here. I was kind of thinking we were going to do some planters back here, but there's really no access. And I don't think it would be necessary. Let's go ahead and jump in here, and I'm going to go ahead and throw in just a couple, some small planters in here real quick. All right, and so I did bushes all the way around. It really just helps to clean up that concrete edge. So I do want to do some pergolas in here as well. So we're going to go in here, jump into our new pedestrian tab, and I think we're going to do square ones since we did those other ones before. So we will go ahead and do, let's do them at a diagonal. I think that would be cool. So we'll grab this, do one right there. Let's go ahead and go right here, and let's come over here and do another one. So we'll do 4. So then let's go ahead and use the move it mod, grab all these because I want to keep a consistent spacing. We're going to copy that, and we're going to come up over here and do the same thing. So it looks like we are a little bit further out on this side, so I think we're going to go like that. And even though it's not symmetrical, it still does provide a similar look, which I like. And so now let's come down here, and we got a lot of really cool things with these. I really like a lot of the props that you get with the plazas and promenades. I think it's just fantastic. So now let's go ahead and use some of our newer benches with these. I don't want to use that one with the kind of prickly plant. I want to use, yeah, with these ones. These ones are good. So then we will come in here. Let's go ahead and we'll do 2 back to back. It will go like that. And then let's go ahead and use the move it mod. I'm going to move this out of the way, grab both of those, copy. And I think what we'll end up doing in the front is a fountain, but we'll go ahead and keep that for the time lapse. So we do need to get some more residential. I think that's what we're going to end up doing over here. So if we go into our pedestrian roads, let's go ahead and do this one with trees because I feel like it's going to really provide some nice sound dampening for this monorail line that's right above. So if we grab that, go ahead and shift it all the way down, and then let's go ahead and copy that right there. And it looks very similar. This last row is definitely not level. But let's go ahead and do wall-to-wall residential, and then we're going to do wall-to-wall commercial as well. So we'll end up doing both. We can uncheck that so we can see. So we got wall-to-wall commercial and wall-to-wall residential. And then let's do some residential on this side. So we will do the same thing. Grab this. Let's actually start from the other side because it looks like that's a little bit in a different spot. So if we go like that, yeah, you know what? I actually like that symmetry a lot. I think that is cool. So we will come in here and let's go ahead and do zoning all the way across. And I think we're going to end up removing some of this to do some park space because I really want to come back through and kind of decorate this up, make it look cool. Let's remove that zoning, and then we're going to do some high density commercial in here. I think we're going to leave the outside empty for us to do some paths and really turn it into something special. And so now this is already looking really good. I like this a lot, especially for a downtown expansion. I think this is cool. So we do need to hook up our ferry line. And it looks like we got a connection right there. So it's actually going to be really easy. So let's go to ships. We're going to go to ferry path. Let's go ahead and connect this up, go like that. And then let's go ahead and connect this up, go like that. And then let's go to our ferry lines. Yeah, right there. And did I forget to do? No, I didn't. So now let's go ahead and grab this and let's move this back here. And then let's grab that line and have it connect up through there. Perfect. Nice. And make sure we have enough clearance in here. I don't know if we're going to. It does look like we had some flooding issues over here. Yeah, for some reason I just didn't catch that. And we do have, we had some other areas as well, but I rebuilt this little park area down here. I rebuilt this park in here. And then we do have a couple areas that are slated for rebuilding, though I'm not sure if they actually will rebuild on their own. We kind of just got some rubble right now, but we got our buildings coming in. Like, I think this is already looking pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check and see how leveled up they are. So this is already level 3. We've got a level 1, and so I believe it's going to be services. So educate more citizens now, so education. And then we got to remember this side doesn't have mass transit, so we're definitely going to have a little bit of issues in terms of accessibility, though I wonder if we could fit a metro station in there. It kind of looks like we left ourselves enough space. So let's go into metro and let's look at this station. Is it gonna, you know what? I think it's gonna fit. Let's go ahead and get this in here. So we're going to get rid of that, and let's go ahead and put this right there. Oh yeah, this is gonna be such a perfect fit for this area. So let's go ahead and Control H right there. Let's make sure that we're good. We're a little off on this side, but it's just because of the bridge. Let's go ahead and Control H with this one. Yeah, you know what? It looks good. It's definitely a little off. I kind of wish it was the same size as this. So if we Control H right there, how far off to the ground does that make us? Oh, you know what? That actually looks good. Oh yeah, it looks better on this side too. So I wonder if we were just kind of sunken down. And then we just need to kind of redraw these in now. So I'm going to just bring these back, and this should be super easy. So we'll grab this station track and we will go all the way up here. And then of course I had forced ground piece. We really wouldn't want that. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And so now let's go ahead and check that out. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we will do the same thing for this side. Just connect it up real fast. And there we go. Perfect. This is really going to do a lot for this area. So now we just need to let this run for a minute and let these green lines figure themselves out. It looks like they're already kind of there. So now we'll grab this, create our stop, grab this, create our stop. Make sure that we got 2 stops in there. We do. Let's go ahead and make sure that we still got our stops over here. We do. And we got this one. Do we have both ways on this one? Yeah, we do. Perfect. And so now that is really going to help out a ton to boost our transit in this area and really give these people a lot of options in terms of getting around our city. So now they can hop on this metro. They can literally go anywhere in our city almost, because we have metro coming in all the way over here, going to our other island. We have metro going all the way down here, literally pretty much everywhere. So we have almost our entire city covered with metro. The only thing we don't have metro going to is our little golf island over here with our resort. And then our little residential area over here. We definitely we didn't do metro for that area, but this downtown is looking really cool. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. I'm going to let the game run so that we can get these buildings all built in, and then I want to come back through and do some detailing, probably add in some more buildings. Like I want to do some of those high density eco buildings, really finish it all off, make it look good. All right, so I let it run for quite a while, and so most of our buildings are in, and I think there's definitely some opportunities. I did end up having to place a crematorium over here. We definitely had some lapse in coverage for our cemetery coverage or death care, and so now I want to come in here. Let's go ahead and just plop down a couple. I don't want to get crazy with this, so let's grab a tab, and we are going to go in here and go to growable, and I want to go to that eco now. Not eco, no. Self-sufficient. Where is it? High density residential eco, yeah. And so I want to just place a couple of these down like we did before. So if I place one like right there, let's go ahead and place another one like right here. And what we're going to do is just go ahead and slide these back just a bit so that it doesn't mess with that front. And I want to make sure it doesn't mess with the back either. So, you know, that actually doesn't look bad in the back. So if we grab that, go ahead and, I'm grabbing the wrong one. Go ahead and shift this back. Yeah, you know what? It just makes it so that it looks, I think in my opinion, a little bit better. So if we go ahead and do the same thing over here, we got a little bit of space over here. So if we place that right there and then come over here and do one as well, maybe that one right there. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks good. And then that way we still got some room for trees, but we got a couple taller buildings in there too. It really just helps to look a little bit better. You can kind of see it's still missing a little bit, but I think that this just makes it look, really ties it all together. I like the adding those buildings on top. And I think we have an opportunity over here too. So if we go in here, let's go ahead and go to high density commercial and see if we can get just a taller building in here. Maybe we'll place this one. So let's go ahead and place that right there. Does that fit? I mean, it's definitely not the same kind of look, but maybe we can bring that back just a smidge, put it right in the middle. Hey, you know what? I think that looks okay, because then it provides an opportunity for us to come in here and do some detailing. Maybe we even do like a little path or plaza in the middle, really kind of make it look better. And over here, I think we'll keep it like this, because I want to be able to come in and put in some paths too. And since we are still trying to prioritize that walkability, I didn't want to overbuild this, though we definitely way overbuilt this one versus the other side. We may have already done it. So if we go ahead and bring this back, go like this, and then let's go ahead, maybe we'll actually remove zoning off of here since we're kind of having this issue right here anyways. I think it's because it's too close to that station maybe, because I do want to just get some more green in here like this side. Man, we got some death care coverage issues over here too. So I'm really hoping that crematorium services is up soon. And so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and jump into a detailing time lapse. I'm going to put in some trees. We want to put in some paths. So I think I'll end up doing a path around this outside and probably landing up over here. And then I think I'm going to do a pedestrian path right here too and have it tie in over here just to provide that coverage. Maybe even do one right here too. That could be good. So it might be kind of tough getting it in over here. But then I'm probably going to put in a couple plazas right here. I think I'll probably even squeeze a plaza back here, maybe remove some buildings for it. Because I don't want to, especially because these residentials are right there. We really don't need those right next to the station. So we'll go ahead and remove all of these and then, yeah, put a plaza in there. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into that real quick. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will catch you guys on the other side. Okay, so I am finally finished. And so the first thing I did over here, I decided to do a big green area where we had that residential before. I did a couple little statue gardens with some pergolas and some seats, and you can kind of see a lot of people are already using it. I really like this space. I decided to do little planter networks kind of going around with some planters going in. I really wanted to kind of blend in some concrete with some green space. And then back here, it was a little bit tighter, so I only did a couple little alleyways and stuff. But I really like this park. This is definitely like my favorite part about this little area right here. I really like little statue gardens on the side. I think it really ties in this neighborhood a lot, especially having the space in there. So then back here, I just put in a couple little planters, made it into like a little plaza space, some benches, so that people who are maybe shopping or whatever, this would be like a mall, they could enjoy themselves. Back here, I did 2 fountains with 2 built-in planters in the middle with some jets and then some trees. And I think that this just entrance looks awesome. I really like it. It's kind of funny. I don't know where the front door is for this place. Does it even have a front door? I guess maybe the doors are just on the side and they all kind of look the same. I thought that there was like an actual front door, but I like the fountains. I think it's a really nice touch. Those are actually really easy to do too. Okay, and so then for this section, I went a little more minimal. I wanted to get some open areas in here, so I did a grass area with some trees. Did a couple little planters with some walking paths, some planter networks going around, a little statue back here, and then I did another park, and it's kind of funny. It looks like our park is being built on. We do not want that, so I want to take that out. Go ahead and delete that and make sure, yeah, it shouldn't be built on anymore, I'm hoping. But then across the street, I went ahead and did a bigger park. I did a couple of them, and then I did a little like food truck area with some statues, a couple little benches right in front of our little metro stop. I felt like this was a really nice touch. I like the food trucks. I like that they finally added those into the vanilla game. I think it's a really nice touch. I then went over here and I did a couple planters in here because I wanted to get that green space, but it was a little bit bigger. I almost put in a park in here, but I felt like the planters was just a really nice touch. We are still having issues with death care over here. It does look like I kind of missed a couple little sections back here, but this is kind of easy. So I want to do a couple of these red trees. I really like the look of these. So if we go ahead and grab that, put that there, and then let's go ahead and do a couple of these liquid ambers. So if we go like that, and then what I'll do is just jump into a wild hedge and go ahead and accentuate this whole path. We don't need to do anything crazy. We really just want to clean it up, make it look manicured. All right, and so that already cleaned it up quite a bit. And so around our outside, I did big planters with some lights, and so we've definitely got to jump into night view with this. I want to be able to do some of those LEDs in our canals again, though I haven't done them yet. And so on this side, I didn't really do too much. I just put in some more trees, kind of accentuating our path over here. The rest of this was already pretty much done with our 2 little parks on either side. And yeah, and so I think this looks really good. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let's go ahead and jump into night view and see what it looks like with those lights. Yeah, you know what? I actually really like that. So it lights up this whole section. There's not a whole lot of lights on this side, so we can definitely zoom out and you can see. So we're going to get some LEDs for this downtown. I just don't know what color yet. So we pretty much got every color going on. I guess we could do maybe another blue. We'd actually, we could do orange or gold, since that's what we did for our main downtown over here. So maybe we'll do gold for this whole section. But then I really want to get into some more lights. So we could do some more lights around the outside. Like these key walls come with little lights, but they're really not that bright. Like this would be very dark, like if you were walking on here. Luckily, the ped roads have some pretty adequate lighting. They're pretty well lit. And so this whole area still looks pretty good. I really like, actually, the pedestrian roads are actually really well lit. I like the lines that it creates. It's really cool. And I think this whole downtown's actually coming together. I think our new little skyline is looking pretty fantastic. Let's go ahead and switch back to day. All right, and so go ahead and let me know what you guys thought about this build. If you enjoyed this episode, you will definitely enjoy the episode on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.